This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 13, 2023. And in the news this evening, suspect in custody following St. Elizabeth gun seizure. The St. Elizabeth police have arrested a suspect in relation to the seizure of a firearm in Darlin-Tober district in the parish on Monday. The police say the 9mm pistol containing 4 cartridges was found during a targeted operation in the district. The Black River Criminal Investigations Branch report that between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m., police acting on information searched the house and found the firearm on a bed beneath a pile of clothes. RGD workers off the job. Operations across the network of locations of the Registrar General's Department are being affected by industrial action by some workers. It is understood that the workers are upset about monies owed to them under an employee incentive program for the period 2016 to 2019. The news was informed that part payment was made under the program. The workers are also upset about the realignment in the pay structure. They claim that several categories of employees, including supervisors and auditors, will be worse off when the new pay regime comes into effect. They say a new email from the Ministry of Finance indicated that the 14-band salary scale upgrade was an error and the initial 13-band salary scale will be instituted. Scores of people who turned up at the Twickenham Park office of the RGD from as early as 6 o'clock Monday morning were left frustrated after they were informed by security that the office was not accepting customers due to the action by staff.
We come here, come collect the age paper, and we come here to collect a death certificate ticket to give them. Why they choose no for strike? Why they couldn't strike from last week when the taxi man ended up on strike? Everybody should have come together and do one strike. This is madness. I know nobody inside no come out and address people. Nobody. This is madness. They have a baby them stand up out here and a son. Should they not get enough money? Right now, I feel ignorant, I grieve right now. I have to go come back out here, I have business to deal with. A total madness now.
O'Neill Grant, president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, has said a meeting is set up for Monday afternoon to iron out the issues that resulted in the industrial action by RGD staff members. Mr. Grant said the union has been in dialogue with the Ministry of Finance to determine the rationale behind the workers being in receipt of one alignment and now being told that there was an error and a new alignment is to take effect.
We are of the understanding that it is quite widespread, but we have not been able to get the actual figures of those staff members who have not reported to work on account of illness. The union is going to be having a meeting with the general body of staff today, sometime today, to share with them our understanding and the way forward. We are in constant dialogue with the CEO, Ministry of Finance and the TIU as to the state of affairs, and we're hoping that we can get some things that will allow the staff to resume normalcy. There was a promise for a payment to be made late last year, early January, and my understanding is that that has not been met, and that has added to the disgruntlement of the staff. They generally feel that because of the nature of the services that the RGD gives, it is generally unseen. It's not one of those entities that you have to go on a daily basis to do a transaction, or on a monthly basis. You only go when you need. So the staff are feeling that they are not being properly valued, and as a result of that, things to do with their compensation and their conditions of work are not being properly treated with.
INDECOM concerned about delayed reporting of incidents involving security forces. The Independent Commission of Investigations says some incidents involving members of the security forces that result in the death or injury of people are not being reported within a reasonable time. Speaking with the news, INDECOM Commissioner Hugh Faulkner said there is sometimes a significant gap between when incidents occur and when they are reported to the Commission. Citing Section 11 of the Independent Commission of Investigations Act, Mr. Faulkner said the security forces are required to advise the INDECOM immediately of incidents in which they are involved that result in death or injury.
Section 11 of the Independent Commission of Investigations Act requires the security security forces to advise INDECOM forthwith where the incident involves death or injury. And forthwith, I think the dictionary will lead us there, without delay, immediately. And that is important because in the first 60 minutes of an incident, which is commonly referred to as the golden hour, any investigators need to be there on the scene early. If that is not done, then the investigating body cannot guarantee the integrity of the incident scene. We put that on the table because it's not our aim to surprise the security forces, to ambush or anything like that. We have to be transparent and clear. I wouldn't put a time constraint on it, but our quarterly report in a few quarters will state where there has been compliance and where there has been non-compliance. Whether that non-compliance has to do with a few hours or 1 hour over the statutorily required time, etc. Whatever the case may be, data will guide our responses.
2 prosecuted as NWC removes illegal connections in St. Elizabeth. 2 people were prosecuted and more than 30 illegal connections removed from National Water Commission pipelines during an operation in New Building, St. Elizabeth on the weekend. Those detained will be charged with trespassing on the works of the NWC. According to the NWC, since the commissioning of the water supply system in New Building in November last year, only 16 householders have completed applications and are legally connected. However, several residents have stated that due to the lack of land titles and other requirements needed to complete the application process, they are unable to be legally connected to the water supply system. Residents of New Building were settled there after their lands were bought for bauxite mining. Probe into fire that killed a mother and a daughter. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has intensified its probe into Sunday afternoon's fire in Cardiff Hall, St. Anne that left a young mother and her daughter dead. At the scene of the incident on Monday morning, District Officer O'Neill Kerr from the St. James Fire Department told the news the victims have not yet been publicly identified, but the mother is said to be in her 20s and her daughter less than 10 years old. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, has expressed the greatest sadness at the tragedy. We do not yet know the cause of this tragedy, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade and the police are continuing their investigations. However, it is an untimely loss of 2 young lives and a period of grief for all who knew them. I also want to offer my condolences to the family members and to the community who are dealing with the unwelcome start of the new week, McKenzie said. According to the police, the incident took place sometime after 12 p.m. Meanwhile, McKenzie is urging greater prevention action as it relates to house fires in Jamaica, noting that house fires left over 1,700 citizens displaced in 2022. I also want to use the opportunity to urge everyone to take greater steps, especially at their houses and the places of work, to prevent fires. House fires have resulted in the largest number of deaths and displacement, and we owe it to ourselves, our children, and our elderly relatives to ensure that the incidents of fire decline sharply, the minister said. I am appealing to everyone to take very great care, especially in the context of the meteorological drought, this dry period that Jamaica is now experiencing. This has implications for our network of fire hydrants across the country, and I am pleading with everyone to be more aware and more inclined to practice fire prevention at all times, he added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.